What's up, everybody? It's your boy Code 102, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Today will be the Manchester United versus Manchester City match reaction. And I just gotta say, we got played off the park, absolutely, mentally, tactically, ability wise. Everything just went wrong for us. We are not good enough. We just compared to Manchester City, we this is the level we need to get to. We are not good enough at that level. I think everybody knew that going into these games, but just hoping that it's a derby that we can switch things around. But I mean, tactically, we were just so bad. I'm gonna get to the tactics later on, with especially when I talk about Ollie at the end of the video. But I just don't see how we come back from this. I know the Rashford scored, and there is a glimmer of hope, but that look, let's be honest, a lot of us were hoping for the best, but I think most of us knew that this this tie was going to be very tough, and it was going to be pretty much, I won't say impossible, but very, very difficult to win, and it's going to prove to be like that again. We need to, this just puts a lot of pressure on the FA Cup because we need to win a cup competition. There's no success this season if we don't win a competition. There really, really is not. I know we're in the rebuilding stage and all this, but if we're going to prepare for the future needs to learn how to win, and winning trophies is the only way to learn that. Beating we didn't beat Liverpool, beating Manchester City once, and beating Chelsea and beating Tottenham, that's fine. That can teach you the experience in the big games, but you need to win. You need to beat what's in front of you, and too many times this season we haven't done that, and today we didn't do that. But of course, with Manchester City, it's a different story. They are a level above us, so they were always favourites to win. But we just need more. If we don't win a cup competition, I don't see what future we have really, because there's no signs that we're going to be any better than what we are now, no matter who we bring in. But I am going to say this. This is just another sign of us needing to sign players in January. Our midfield is short. We don't have anybody to play. And when we do have people to play, especially in that cam position, we don't seem to have anybody anymore. We fall short on so many occasions. We don't have another CDM. Andreas has to play CDM, and it's not his position, but he has to play there because no one else is. I mean, I'm gonna get to Matic and all that as well, because honestly, Matic kind of saved us in a way. But look, we'll get to that when we get to that. So I guess it's time for the player ratings. I really don't want to do this, but some people deserve it, to be fair. Let's go with David De Gea. I think David De Gea gets a 7 from me. Look, people can argue whether or not he should be top goalkeeper. He should be the number one. He should be playing every game. I think that conversation doesn't even need to be worth and entertaining to, but each to their own. If you really think that, then go ahead. I think David De Gea is clearly the number one goalkeeper for Manchester United, and there was not much he could do for any of the goals today. I mean, maybe with the second goal, if he could have maybe moved a bit earlier and reacted a bit faster, he could have stopped Mahrez. But at the same time, why is he in that situation? Why is he in that situation anyway? Where's our defense? So besides that, he made some very crucial saves. He kept the tie kind of safe, kind of giving us a chance, because this game could have easily been 5-6, 5-6-1, or even nil. But he kept the tie safe. He made some very good saves. He's very good with his feet, so making some good saves with his feet. And he gets a 7 from me. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give Wan-Bissaka a 6. He didn't do anything wrong, really. I think he got out of position a few times, just trying to attack. But even when he tries to attack, he's just not there. He's just not there offensively. I don't remember one cross from him. I don't remember one pass past the halfway line in the attacking areas. I didn't see much of him, so he's gonna get a 6. When he was playing as right back, he was as good as he usually is, but just too many times out of position. He got some tackles in. He's gonna get a 6. He might deserve a 7, but I'm gonna give him a 6 just because if he's gonna be our best players, we need to expect a lot out of him. So it's only fair that I judge him accordingly. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give Victor Lindelof a 6 as well. I think he played a little bit better than Wan-Bissaka, to be fair, but I mean, he was kind of at fault for the second goal. I understand he had to make the challenge. It was a beautiful pass, and there's nothing much he can do. If he doesn't make that challenge, the same situation is going to happen. It's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Murray's obviously won that. So there's no way, shape, or form that he could have stopped it, I guess, unless he won that challenge, but he didn't. So he gets a 6. It's a shame, really, that that second goal had to be what it did, and a lot of people are going to give stick to Lindelof, but he made a call. The call was the right call, in my opinion. It just still didn't work out in our favour. He missed the ball ever so slightly. Football's a game of margins, as Ollie likes to say, even though I don't really like when he says that. But in that case, it was a fine margin. It was this close, and it just didn't go our way. So he gets a 6. Phil Jones gets a 4. I think he was the worst player on the pitch by far. It's not even close. The first goal was his fault. He didn't close down. If we're going to have 2 CDMs with 4 midfielders on, we'll get to that in another point. But we're gonna need players to step up. We're gonna need centre backs to step up because there is no striker that's being played. So there's no reason why a centre back can't step up to help in the midfield whenever it's needed. Phil Jones, he didn't close out Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva scored an absolute worldie, but that worldie could have been prevented if Phil Jones stepped up. But we can't take away that goal from him. That goal was fantastic, unsavable. It was one of the best goals I've seen from him in a long time, and it's well deserved. But Phil Jones was at fault for that one. He was also at fault for the third goal. I mean, he got put on his ass by Kevin De Bruyne. That just shows the levels between the two teams right there. When you have Phil Jones and Kevin De Bruyne one-on-one, and Kevin De Bruyne just sits him down with just an absolute fantastic piece of skill, and Phil Jones couldn't do anything about it. He also got injured during the game. Look, it's not his fault that he plays. We needed him to play today because we needed rotation. We needed squad rotation. Harry Maguire's injured. I'm not even sure what's up with Twanzebe and Rojo and all them. But when we needed him, he was there, but he did get himself injured. So it looks like he's going to be out for a while again. He does what Phil Jones does. He gets a 4. He also seemed to be very nervous as well. Like, it's his first game back in a couple of weeks, like maybe a month or 2. I'm not sure, but he looked nervous. He was nervous. He made a lot of mistakes. He was at fault for 2 of the goals. I mean, that's a 4. Lucky not to get a 3, but it's a 4. I'm not going to hate on Phil Jones. I'm not going to say like anything bad about him besides his performance, because at the end of the day, it's not his fault that he plays. He plays when he's called upon, and he was called upon today, and it just didn't work out for him. Brandon Williams, we're going to give Brandon Williams a 6, but I think 100% this left-back position needs to be Brandon Williams now. I think we've given Luke Shaw a lot of chances. Maybe he needs more chances, but at the same time, Brandon Williams, he's showing something that we just never had at the left-back position. There's a lot of fight, a lot of aggression. He seems to deal with situations where he's double-teamed very well. He's attacking a lot more than what Luke Shaw does, and we need that out of a left-back. And I was always the one to say that Brandon Williams should not be playing in big games because any bad game could ruin the guy's confidence. But the guy has confidence to the moon and back. No matter how bad he's playing, no matter how good he's playing. He didn't have a fantastic game today, but he played decent and the confidence still stayed there. He did his moves. He attacked. He got forward. He defended well. He gets a 6 from me, but that left-back position, I think well and truly should be his now. I don't think there's any question. I'm sure Luke Shaw is still going to play. Ashley Young's probably still going to play because we need just as much squad rotation right now as possible with all the competitions we're in. And hopefully the competitions we're still going to be in because, like I said, we need to win trophies. To go to the CDM positions, we'll start with Fred. I think Fred gets a 7. I think he was the man of the match. He still does everything for us. He's attacking, he's pushing forward, he's defending, he's passing the ball, he's creating opportunities. The only bad thing you could say about Fred today was he did turn the ball over a fair few. But like I said, when there's 2 CDMs against 4 midfielders, what do you expect? Those 2 midfielders are going to be taken out of the game, most likely, but Fred still made his presence even when he was forced out of the game, really. And it's just a tactical mistake from Ollie to keep two midfielders against four. I mean, it's plain and obvious. It's not hard to see. It really isn't. I think everybody said it. Literally everybody has said that you needed to have three midfielders, and you should have changed it at least by the second goal. At least by the second goal, you should have made a change. He made the change at half time, and look, we could have got more out of that game. Honestly, I really believe that if we made those changes, but it is what it is. We got to accept the card that we're dealt with, and let's see what we can make out of the tie now. I think Andreas gets a 6. I feel sorry for Andreas, just the same as Fred. I mean, honestly, they played their hearts out. That midfield, those two midfielders, I think they deserve the most credit out of anybody. They played their absolute heart out. They had to do everything, really. And I just think with Andreas, he had a lot of moves today, a lot of skill, but no end products. And those passes, a lot of turnovers as well. I think Fred played a little bit better, but there's not really much between the two today. Fine margins, so I'm going to give Andreas a 6. I feel sorry for the guy. We'll go to Jesse Lingard now. Jesse Lingard gets a 5. I cannot recall one thing he did in the entire game, and that's the worst part because we needed Jesse Lingard to. I picked Jesse Lingard today in my prediction because I really think we needed just someone to run. We're going to play the counter attack. He needs to run. He needs to run at defenders. He doesn't do it anymore. He always stops. That's not the Jesse Lingard I know. And maybe it is. Maybe now is what we're really seeing out of Jesse Lingard. Maybe that's the real him. Maybe he just is not good enough. I don't know. But today was just awful from him. He didn't do anything, really. He did not do anything. There's not one thing I recall him doing the entire time, that entire first half. And a 5, I guess 5 is lucky for most people, but I'm going to give him a 5 just because I can't remember him doing anything wrong either besides some turnovers. So he gets a 5. And our attacking force will start off with Daniel James. Daniel James, I'm going to give him a 5.5 because I didn't see much from him either. I think he was struggling. He tried for every ball, but it was same goes. The only difference between Jesse Lingard and Daniel James is Daniel James doesn't seem to do this as often as Jesse Lingard. I mean, Daniel James is inconsistent, yes, but there's always something that he provides to the team. That pace is deadly. There is opportunities that he can create, and I just don't think he deserves as much criticism as Jesse Lingard does right now. So 5.5. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give Mason Greenwood a 6. Very, very creative. This guy is crafty, man. He is very crafty. Yes, he didn't have many shots on goal today, but he created opportunities, and he created very good opportunities as well. Couple flicks, a couple of passes through on goal. He got an assist, so maybe I should give him a 7, but I don't think anybody got higher than a 7, so I think he'll stick with a 6. When he didn't have much of the ball today, but when he had the ball, you can just tell that something's going to happen, and something did happen. He got an assist. He made some plays. It's a shame to see him get subbed off, but I guess we just needed something different. We'll go on to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford gets a 7 just purely for the goal. He kept us in the tie. Nothing much to say. It was a very good goal. Bravo had no chance, really. I think he just stuffed up his lines. He stuffed up his angles a bit and Marcus Rashford made him pay. Nothing you can do. It is what it is. Marcus Rashford's very fast, and he can make you pay at any given time. So 3-1 is the final score. Look, there is always a chance. We had to score in order to get a chance to stay in the tie. And it might be a 1% chance. It might be a 0.1% chance. But the fact is there is a chance. There is always a chance with Manchester United. I don't think we're going to win. I'm going to come out and say it. I don't think we're going to win. But you never know. You really never know. If we can play a perfect game like we did before, there's no reason why we can't. But it's looking very unlikely. With Ollie, I've said it. I've said it a couple of times. Why don't you bring Jesse Lingard off after the second goal? I mean, look, we got absolutely smothered in the midfield. And Pep Guardiola absolutely outclassed him until half-time, really. He just sent him to the cleaners. He just proved to everybody, really. That Ollie's not a coach with many game plans, with many tactics. And I think everybody knew that when that team came out, and everybody knew as soon as the game started that a change needed to be made very quickly. And that's the one thing that Jose did better than Ollie could ever do. When there was a change that needed to be made, it was made. With Ollie, we had to wait. We had to wait, and we conceded 3 goals in the process. That's an Ollie. That's an Ollie error. That's a coaching error. And I look. We can talk about Ollie and Ollie out. I don't care about that. I'll make a video about that later on, because honestly, it doesn't matter. But that is definitely the fault of Ollie today. Look, our players can try how hard all they want, but when they're smothered in the midfield, and especially when midfield wins the games, you expect to lose. We lost. It's just simple as that. Changes needed to be made, and they weren't made quick enough. And we were made to be. We paid for it. We paid for it heavily. So Ollie gets a 3 from me just by the tactics. The lineup was fine. We couldn't do much with the lineup. Let's get to the bench, because I forgot about this last time. So for the bench, we got Matic. Matic saved us today. I think Matic brought a lot of control into that midfield. And I know people are going to give Matic stick every time they have a chance, but we needed him, and he brought a lot. He brought a lot to that game. He brought a lot of stability. He brought a lot of. He gave Fred and Andreas an opportunity to push forward. And that's what we needed. We needed a 4-3-3 top formation today, and we didn't get it at the start. But when we did get it, we played effective. I mean, I wouldn't say we were the better team in the second half, but you can't tell me that we weren't in the game in that second half. If that game started 0-0 and that second half was the only thing that was played, I think we well and truly would have had a right to say that we could have won. We could have won the game, but it is what it is. The changes just happened too late. At least there was changes made, I guess. So I don't know. I think Ollie really stuffed up on that one. So fair play to Matic as well. Matic can get a 7. And I really want to see more of Angel Gomez. What's going to piss me off now, I see Angel Gomez. He's one of my favourite players. So let's be reasonable here. Obviously, he shouldn't be starting every game. But he gets that opportunity against Manchester City. He didn't have the greatest of games, but now we're probably not going to see him again for 2 months. And this is what pisses me off, because when we have midfielders, we need everybody. We need all hands on deck. Everybody needs to play. That's just it. It's plain and simple. Until we get more midfielders, everybody has to play. Every midfielder needs to play. Every player needs to play. And it's gonna piss me off when I'm gonna see him probably not make the bench, or probably not even gonna start next game. In the FA Cup, he's probably not gonna be anywhere in existence. Maybe if we're gonna give up on the Carabao Cup, he might play then. But it's ridiculous. He needs to play, and I do think he's our best cam. I really do. Maybe Andreas is our best cam just based on the actual games that he's played. But I think Angel Gomez is a natural born cam that can create opportunities, and I think that's what we struggle with the most. And I'll give Andreas, not Andreas, sorry. I'll give Angel Gomez a 6, and I'll give, who else came on? Martial, 6 as well. Didn't do much. A couple of passes here and there, but he didn't get much opportunity to create anything. So that's it for the reaction, the review. We were just shocking today. There's a glimmer of light in what has been a dark cup tie for Manchester United so far, and now we have been given an opportunity to come back. Let's see what we do with it. Manchester City didn't finish us off, but they're most likely going to finish us off at their own home. So next up, we've got Norwich City, I believe. Preview will be coming soon on that one. I want to thank you all for watching. If you really enjoyed this, I didn't really enjoy making this video, to be fair. It's not easy to make a video like this just when we lose. But please like and subscribe for more match reviews and match predictions. This has been your boy, Code 102. Peace.